Good morning, 5:10 a.m. Back at the beautiful Bombo Quarry headland. Sun is rising. It's actually pretty busy down here. There's a world champion junior surfing championship or something going on. I'm not big into my surfing, but I know it's a pretty big sport and there's a lot of people down here. Sun rises at 5:51 a.m. I just got to find my way back through to a good composition. This Bombo Quarry headland is an amazing spot. Fair bit of cloud on the horizon this morning and above our subject. That can be a real plus and it can be a real pain. I'm hoping it's going to be a real plus. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's head down to the headland and see what sort of shots we can grab. So I'm at the top of the stairs that lead down to the quarry. I'll just sort of show you the view that you get. I know it's really dark, but just you can sort of see in the distance there the jagged rock formations. Just amazing place. Alright, I've got down here. Looks like I am on my own. Down to the beautiful Bombo Quarry. You can see how much of that you can see. It's just a sensational spot. Now what I've got to do is the task of finding a composition. I've got this app called the Photographer's Empress, and it sort of tells me where the sun is going to rise, and it's going to rise sort of out that way. I need to make a decision, and given the lack of clouds in the sky, if you've been following me for a while, you know that if I've got nice cloud cover, I'll shoot into the sun. If I don't have great cloud cover, I'll shoot away from the sun or try and use the light from the sun hitting my subject, especially if it's this interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trek around to the other side. That'll give me the perfect viewpoint or vantage point for shooting back with the sun lighting up the rocks and the crashing waves, etc. I have the advantage, of course, which if you saw the last video, come on, focus, focus, focus. Bit of trouble focusing there because it is really dark. This little camera that I record the vlogs with is the Canon G7X Mark II. You wouldn't know it's as dark as it is. It has amazing low light performance, especially with video. And sometimes it struggles to pick up the focus. That's purely because it's like right now because it's dark. Well, I think I've got my composition. That along here, that wall is going to be bathed in beautiful golden sunlight and will look amazing. And I think right here is where I'll shoot from. I was going to go further up there and try and get a higher vantage point, but I don't think there's any benefit to that. I'm thinking that right here is going to be amazing. I'm getting attacked from the rear. Some photographers are coming, not photographers, rather fishermen. You can see them back there. Yeah. I thought what I'll do is run you through my composition and my thinking. And once again, I've got this big box on top of the camera. Now, if you didn't see yesterday's video or any of the previous ones where I've explained what this is the Adamus Ninja 2, and I don't want you to worry too much about it. The only reason I tell you about it is because you will be distracted by it, wondering what the hell is that throughout the entire video. All it does, it's a video recording device that takes the HDMI feed out of the D810, and as a result of doing that, what it means is I can share my live screen with you. So you can see the composition, the setup, all of those things. Just makes the video that little bit more valuable for you. So my composition, but you can sort of see there's this rock formation and it juts all the way out there to that point. I'm removing immediate foreground. So these rocks down here, I'm removing, and that's a hard thing for me to say and do because I really do love my foreground. But, and it's a big but, I see that there with that rock there, really interesting, and where the waves are sort of crashing in there. And there's a beautiful leading line going out, and if I include any of this, I mean, you look at that composition there with this rock here in the corner, that's distracting, right? So by doing that, getting rid of that rock just down there, something like that, it's this beautiful composition. Now, of course, the key with having a rock so amazing just down here, this little rock, I can put my hand there, there we go, that one there, that rock. The water's crashing around that rock, and it's giving us the opportunity to really capture movement, and that's what I want to do with this video. I want to capture the movement around that rock. You'll see I've got auto white balance. I'm ISO 64. At the moment I'm f9. I like using f9 with this lens. Okay, that's the 16 to 35 Nikon lens. I managed to fix my wireless remote because it wasn't working, and I've already shot some test shots, and with this light it's already a struggle, but the good thing is the water's moving fast. So I'm just going to take a couple more shots, and it's just timing it, you know, when the waves are crashing at the right time around that rock. Oh wow, it's still overexposing. some of the highlights. I use this RGB flashing because it really tells me where it's blown out. It's blown out just above the clouds there over to the right. We don't have a lot of cloud cover above us, unfortunately. There's enough to give me some colour and make it interesting. Sunrise is still 15 minutes away, so I'm going to try and really wind. I'm going to go to F11, just give myself a little bit more room, and 4 seconds. I'm going to try that. I'm in full manual mode, by the way. And what I do is I use autofocus. Oh, that's beautiful, perfect. I use autofocus to get my first initial focus because it's better than what I'm going to be at it, and then I lock it into manual focus, and that works really, really well. It's 5:47 AM, so we're about 4 minutes of a sunrise. My idea is I'm going to wait for the golden light to hit that wall. I've put the circular polarizing filter on. Hey, that's a nice wave. I've got my remote, and if I see a nice wave, I'm just taking a shot to get the, the water crashing in different ways so I can see what works best, because when the light is hitting, I want to know exactly when I want to press the shutter. And so, this is what photography is all about. A lot of people, well, for me anyway, I can't talk for other people, but for me, what it's all about is I find a composition I like, I get a few test shots done, get my composition spot on, which I've done. Then what I do is, if it's got things that are moving like waves, I want to work out at what point do they look their best, because I've got these great big rocks down here. Sometimes you get a big enough wave that it crashes over that rock, and a lot of the time it's just small like this, and it's not as exciting. I don't know if you can see that, the waterfall just came off of that rock. Well, sometimes you sort of get a lot more of that. You can see behind it, if we have a look now as this wave goes, here we go. See that? Look at the water rushing around that rock and water falling off of that rock there. So that's the sort of stuff I love to capture. And that's the essence of a good image for me, is not just getting the, wow, that was a beauty. Not just getting the image, but also capturing the magnitude of Mother Nature and what Mother Nature can do. So only a few minutes to sunrise. I get asked a lot about my gear. I'll do a video on my gear one day. But this here is the really right stuff, TVC 33, and the ball head is a BH55 ball head made by Really Right Stuff. And a bit of a tip for you, a lot of people wonder what this hook is for under here. You can see I've got this bag hanging off there at the moment, which is like the tripod cover. But that hook is really handy if you're in windy conditions. I always carry a shopping bag with me. And if you're in windy conditions, fill the shopping bag up with rocks or sand and hang it from the hook underneath the tripod, and your tripod becomes a lot more stable. So there you go, there's a tip for you today whilst we're waiting for the sun to rise. It's going to be here in a couple of minutes. It's now 5:54 AM and sunrise was a few minutes ago, and I'm still not seeing any colour, so it doesn't surprise me. If you have a look out there onto the horizon, there's a lot of cloud on the horizon, so it doesn't surprise me. What I've got to hope though is that it's not going to last for too long, and then I'm going to get that beautiful first ray of light onto these rocks. Alright, so the first bit of light's now just hitting the rocks, and it's like someone just turned on something amazing. So we know it's only a matter of time. If you have a look just here, you'll see that glow on the rocks there. That's the sun starting to break through. And that will now grow with intensity, that light, and as it does, we'll be here to catch it. Alright, so the problem I've got now, and this is a problem that we're all faced with at sunrise photography, is that the sun is coming up so fast now, and the light is changing so rapidly that it's hard for me to keep changing the settings in time to keep up with what's going on. Unfortunately, there's still not a lot of light hitting us yet, so I think it's only just peeking through that sun. It must just be peeking through the clouds. I'm getting a spot of colour, but not enough to excite me. It's 6:01, so it's 10 minutes after sunrise, and we're not getting the amazing colour I was hoping for. So at the risk of sounding ungrateful, I'm going to say I'm a little disappointed at this stage. I'm going to hang in there. I'll keep taking photos, but besides that one little spot of colour I showed you before, I'm not getting any more colour. I'd say the sun is caught up behind some cloud back there somewhere, and I'm just going to have to do my best. I can see why over all the years it has been just destroyed, because when these big waves hit it, and today's a small swell too, it's not even a big swell, this is a tiny swell. Just amazing place to be when the swell was up. So I had the circular polarizing filter on before, just given the circuit where I am. And what I'm going to try instead, I've just put the 10 stop, sorry, not a 10 stop, I put an 8 stop ND filter on. And I thought I'll just try that because I'm not getting the colour that I want. I have got a couple of shots I was pretty happy with huge waves crashing into the wall. And that really, you know, I love that because it does displays Mother Nature and how amazing it is. So I thought what I'll do is I'll try some longer shutter exposures with the big stopper on, or the 8 stopper. It's not the big stopper, the big stopper is 10 stopper. I've got to stop calling it that. This is just a Hoya ND filter. I thought I'll do some long exposure with that and just see if I can capture something, you know, with the real, you know, amazing sort of that Mars misty effect. And by putting the ND filter on, it stops out 8 stops of light, and it allows me to have, I've got a 25-second shutter speed at the moment. So all of this movement down here in this water is going to be misty and blurred. So if you've seen that effect, that's what I'm doing. And let's have a look and see how that went. Okay, so you'll see that worked out pretty good. 25 seconds seemed to work well. So I'll just take a few, and you know, we'll get different light, different composition, different movement. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, it's about 6:15 now, and so we're 25 minutes past sunrise. I've just been playing with some longer exposure. I'm sort of 25 seconds f9, ISO 64. I've got the 8 stopper, the ND 400 filter on, the Hoya. I can see the sun is now just breaking out of the clouds, so I'm going to try and take one right now without light before it gets too harsh, but it is going to get harsh real fast. Well, unfortunately a bit of a fizzer as far as the colour goes, but it was a beautiful spot to watch the sunrise. I think I got some good shots anyway, so it's time to pack up. Just do a quick spot of exploring before I go, and climb right up the top and just sort of get a bit of a feel for what's up there. Now if you are enjoying the videos, by the way, hit the like button, subscribe button, share it, tell other people about it. I'm really grateful that so many people are tuning in to watch. Check out the view from up here. It's almost a drone view without having a drone. There's that rock wall over there. It's just amazing. But as you can see, that light has got really harsh now, so it's time to go and find some coffee.